Look at this dude.
What's up guys? Welcome to a video where I teach you guys some crazy tricks on how to solve a Rubik's Cube with magic. So the secret behind this trick is really simple. What we're doing is we are doing a forced scramble, which is very easy to solve very quickly one-handed. And the scramble looks a little bit like this. We go U, R prime, U, wide R prime, U, R prime. Now we have a very easy scramble which we can solve using our pinky to do an R and our finger to do a U prime. So the way we solve this forced scramble is pinky, we do R, U prime, then use your ring finger to do your wide R, then U prime with this finger again, and then finally your pinky again to do the R, U prime. That's how you solve the cube. And when you practice it and get it smooth, you can do it like that. Putting it all together into a performance, you take a Rubik's Cube, you're like, hey, I'm gonna solve the Rubik's Cube. Then you start to mess up your cube. Now we need to fully convince our audience that we're completely butchering this thing, so we're going to do 2 J-perms, but we're going to do them sporadically and rotate the cube as you do it, like that, to totally confuse them. Then it's like, oh, I can't figure this thing out. Oh, whoa. The secret behind the paper bag trick is very simple. Once again, we're doing a forced scramble. This time, well actually, the forced scramble can be the exact same as last time, the one that I taught you just for the trick before. However, I'd like to use a different scramble. Now the scramble that we do is R prime U, R prime U, R prime U. Now this can be solved just by doing a U with our pointer and an R with our pinky 3 times. Like that. I choose to start my performance with the paper bag already folded so that people can see there's no cube inside that bag. However, you don't need to do this. You could choose to start your performance with your paper bag already opened like that. Now, if you choose to start your magic trick like this, then your audience is probably going to be thinking that you've got another Rubik's Cube hidden inside that bag. And that's why when you scrunch it up later, it's going to prove them completely wrong. When you do the paper bag trick, you pick up your cube, and when you put it inside that bag, as soon as the cube starts to vanish into that bag, you start turning it. And then you let go, bring your hand out. Now the cube is solved. And here's where you can make the trick your own. You don't need to do exactly what I did, where I click and then yank the paper bag away. I just like doing that because I find it's a pretty cool effect to suddenly have the bag vanish and the cube be solved. But what you can do is, with your cube still inside that paper bag, you could close the top and give the bag to the audience and then tell them, I need you to shake it really violently. And so they're going to do that. They're thinking that the cube is still scrambled. They've just shaken the bag inside. You can tell them to open the bag and take a look, and the cube will be solved. That way, the audience themselves then can confirm that the bag is empty. There's only one Rubik's Cube in there, and it's the one that you put in totally messed up. So yeah, that's the paper bag trick. Play around with it. You can even do a variation of the paper bag trick, which I will show you right now as a bonus. So to do the variation of it, you need to grab yourself a second Rubik's Cube. And here's what we do. We scramble each one, but false scramble them. And once you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, we're going to open the bag, we're going to put it inside the bag and solve it like that. Then this one, we're just going to take, put it in. Now you can show your audience, if you position the cubes correctly, you can show your audience that this is still scrambled. Now, you can then snap your fingers and then pick up your cube inside the bag. And then as you pick it up, you start turning it and quickly solve it as you pull it out of the bag. Then you just flip the bag upside down and reveal the second cube to be solved. The magic jacket trick is exactly the same as the paper bag trick. You just need to take a cube, give it a gimmick scramble, and then when you put it inside your jacket, you snap your free hand and pull it out of the jacket. Then you can take off the jacket and show it to your audience and actually let them feel it and touch it and confirm that there's no second cube inside the bag. Alright, so this one is a tricky one. I don't like doing this trick much because very often I fail it. I could probably get a lot better at it, but yeah, the way that this trick works is we take our Rubik's Cube and we do a U prime D, L prime R prime. Now, you just need to then do a few moves to make it look scrambled. So what I did in the demo was I just did this and then undid that for some reason, and then started the whole performance. But what you can do instead is you can do that, look around, a couple of J-perms. I think I did that wrong. No, I didn't. Yay. Alright, now here's where the magic happens. You take your hands, because this cube is nowhere near scrambled, but your audience doesn't know that. So you want to hide these 4 sides. And so how you do that is you take your hands and then turn the cube like this so that you're showing your audience your scrambled side. Now, the untrained eye will not really realize that this isn't a scramble at all. This will probably be enough to fool most people just at a glance. You can't show it to them for too long, so don't let them look at it for too long. You just show it to them, turn your cube, and then the solving happens. Going back to that scramble I did, U prime D, L prime R prime. When we take our cube, we put our hands on the sides like this and tilt it at an angle like that. Now, when we take our cube and we hide it from our audience, when we do that, we need to use this hand to pull this one up. And as we do that, this hand comes down like this, making your cube virtually solved. And then you use your pinky to flick that layer. And as you do that, you throw the cube up and bring it down solved. I love this little trick. It's not really a magic trick, but it's more of a very, very, very quick solve. And unlike that past trick that I just showed you, this one actually looks good. The way we do this is we do another gimmicked scramble. With everything in Rubik's Cube magic, it's either a gimmicked scramble or a gimmicked cube. Just remember that. I actually have a gimmicked cube with me right here, where you have 5 sides solved and the bottom one's just a complete mess. And you can perform some interesting tricks with that. I'll show you a couple. Here's a couple from 2019.
1 messed up cube and 1 storybook. If you blink, you will miss this.
Going back to this trick, you don't need a gimmicked cube, and that's what I love most about all these tricks that I've been showing you. They will work on any single Rubik's Cube that turns decent. Ugh, lock up. So, the gimmick scramble that we're doing is, we do an M prime, U, D prime, then we do an M, and then an L prime. So we get this. This cube now looks pretty butchered, especially this face up here. To a speed cuber, they'll quickly spot you've got some patterns here, and they probably won't be convinced, so you've got to really just do that. Quick look, and then you whoop, and solve it. How to solve this, I'm gonna show you. When we solve this, we do an M prime and an L at the exact same time, like that. You've really got to practice getting used to this motion, and that brings these 2 fingers around perfectly to push these 2, and then you use your middle finger to push this up to do your M, and it's solved. Now, as you do this, you want to lift your cube up and then down, so it's very quick and hard to notice what you're doing. So you can be like, solved. The trick is you need to really drill this so that you don't do something like this, so that you don't do something like this, because that'll ruin your trick and people will see, totally gimmicked. And to a non-cuber, this will probably blow their brains. The throw behind the back trick is exactly the same as the bag trick, the jacket trick, and the wave in the air trick. You do a gimmick scramble, which is very easy to solve with one hand. And then when you take your cube and put it behind your back, you quickly solve it and then toss it over your shoulder and catch it. Now, the way that this trick works is as you put it behind your back, you need to be talking to your audience to cover the sound of your cube as you solve it. So if you've got a really loud cube, the chances are that this trick won't exactly work too well for you because people will be like, oh, I heard you solving it. Alright, time for a bonus magic trick. Now, I love this magic trick because it confuzzles people. If you are sitting side by side with someone, this is when you need to do this trick. You need a 2x2 for this trick, and here's what it looks like. Hey, do you want to see me solve this 2x2 real quick? I'm just going to scramble it like that. Now, here's how I'm going to solve it. I just need to turn one side. Watch. See? And it's solved. Okay, so now how in the world did I actually do that? This trick works because we're doing another gimmicked scramble, which consists of 3 moves. R prime, U, R prime. Then we rotate the cube and we just do some J-perms or T-perms or whatever your algorithm of choice is. Rotate it back, and then we solve it with only turning this layer, apparently. Now here's how we do it. We take our hand and we just rest our thumb down here. We take a finger and put it on the back like this so that we can easily turn it. Now, as we turn it, watch what happens. At full speed, you can't see anything. So yeah, this trick is pretty fun, very easy to muck up. So if you want a safer option, you can do it like this, where your scramble is R, U prime, R prime, because then you can solve it by putting your finger down here, thumb up here, and as you solve it, you pull it like that. And at full speed, you don't really see much. But yeah, that's what's fun about 2x2. You can make the cube look scrambled with just 3 moves, and then solving it, well, takes less than half a second. So that's this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed learning how to do some crazy Rubik's Cube gimmick tricks. Please let me know if you want me to make another video where we take like a little tensioning tool for the cube, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bounce it straight through our hand, rub a bit, because it just jumped straight through the hand. Oh, whoops. Where did that go? Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye!